Hi everybody, it's Erin
and Meg,
and welcome back to this week's episode of the Love You Mean It podcast. Well, it's a bonus episode.
Welcome to this bonus episode. This week we're doing Ick Factors. If you don't know what an Ick Factor is, it's like something that somebody else does that like it's either happened to you or it's like hypothetical, so like it could happen. And just like you're thinking about that and it just makes you physically cringe and like want to die.
And like, I just wanted to preface this by saying that we aren't like being serious. I'm not saying like, oh, if you do this, like you're a bad person and like we want nothing to do with you. It's mostly just to be funny.
Yeah, like it's literally not to be mean. If anyone's offended, I'm really sorry. And like, if you want, you can DM us and I'll personally apologize. But like,
I mean, Meg and I already talked about before we started recording this episode. One of these Meg's boyfriend does personally.
Okay, one of these Erin does. I actually just realized. So like, it's like shit that it's just like funny.
It's
like
just funny. Like
it's not at all intended to be offensive.
We're just really here to brighten your week because honestly, we know that you guys were in love with the Unpopular Opinions episode, and I remember Meg and I had a bad week like a month ago. So the blogger that we got this idea from, her name is Susie Shattuck. We'll link her Instagram down below. I think her YouTube channel as well. She is so freaking funny, guys.
She's literally a queen. She posts so many Instagram stories every day, and I love just like going through them because they just make me laugh. Like, she's so funny.
Generally, she's one of my favorite people on Instagram to follow just because of how funny she is. She has a highlight on her Instagram profile you guys can go to and look at other people sent in their Ick Factors as well. So there's so many guys. They were so funny.
We were literally rolling on the ground.
And so like it'll make you laugh no matter what. We also have our own Ick Factors, and then we asked for some Ick Factors from listeners as well.
Yeah, so we'll say some of your Ick Factors, so we're really excited. But before we do that, we're going to do everyone's favorite segment. It's actually our only segment. So we're the Love You Mean It podcast, and every week we talk about what we're loving and what we're hating. And we kind of want to get the negativity out of the way first. So I'm going to talk about what I'm hating. What I'm hating is our Keurig. She's an oldie. Honestly, she's been old reliable though. And then like up until recently, she's been doing this thing where like when you put a K-cup in, she doesn't like, I don't know how to explain it.
It just doesn't brew.
Yeah, it just doesn't brew correctly. Like, she just squirts out a tiny bit.
Squirts.
Instead of doing, like, the amount that you select, like, the button that you press for, like, how much, like, coffee you want.
Like, it'll barely coat the cup.
Yeah, like, not even. Like, I've had to sit there for, like, 20 minutes and, like, just keep pressing the button and for it to only squirt out, like, a tiny, like, literally drops. Mm-hmm. So, I don't really know what's wrong with it. I think she might be on her last life. I don't really know. But yeah, so that's what I've been hating. What are you hating, Erin?
Obviously, as you guys know, if you live on planet Earth, we are kind of going through a pandemic right now, kind of. Mm-hmm. And we have another roommate, if you guys didn't know. I'll link the episode down below that we kind of interviewed her on. That interview was like the last day that she was here in town, like at the apartment. And since then, she has not been back. I know that she's listening, so we just wanted to say that we really miss you, Kelsey, and we're really upset that she isn't going to be here. Meg and I were supposed to go visit her, so we'll see. It's tentative. I don't know. It's just annoying. Meg and I work at the same coffee shop, and we're on complete opposite schedules.
Yeah, it's just not a vibe.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm just pissed that Kelsey's not here because the three of us are besties, and we just want to hang out.
Yeah, it's really sad. Kelsey, I know you're listening, and I just miss you a lot, and I walk past your room to go to the bathroom like 80 times a day, and I'm just really sad because you're not here, and I just want you here. So, baby, come back.
We love you, bestie.
Yeah, literally, please come back.
What are you loving this week, Meg?
What I'm loving is my pumpkin bread. I recently made my first loaf of the year. I'm pretty hyped about it. I make a lot of pumpkin bread usually during the fall. I also make like pumpkin muffins, and those are usually really good. I can share that recipe with you guys. It's actually a Weight Watchers recipe.
No way.
But it's literally the most fire thing ever. Like, I don't know why. They're just so moist and delicious. I hate that word, but...
Moist.
And I also do, like... So usually when I make the muffins, I'll do, like, half chocolate chip and then, like, half regular. Like, just plain. Because, like, not everyone likes chocolate chips because they're psychopaths. But... honestly, I just love pumpkin flavored anything. As you guys know, I've talked about pumpkin coffee from Dunkin' and the pumpkin cream cold brew from Starbucks. If you still haven't gotten that, like, please unfollow
Get with
me.
the program.
Please unfollow me. Like, I can't talk to you. I don't associate that part.
Sorry, I don't know her.
I don't conversate that part. That's literally me. But so I don't know. I'm just really excited. If you guys want my recipe for, I didn't make like the Weight Watchers one. I just made like literal bread. I also make like a pumpkin coffee cake, which is also really
good.
fire. And then last year I made like pumpkin cheesecake bars, and those were actually really good. So if you guys need any pumpkin anything, hit my line. What are you loving this week, Erin?
What I'm loving this week are my enchiladas. So at this point they haven't heard the episode yet, but coming up this Monday, we have an episode coming up with Lindsay Rem. We literally talked with her like an hour after we ended the call, so that's really when you know. She and her roommate, Maddie Bragg, posted this recipe for gluten-free vegan enchiladas, and they were so good. I'll link their video down below if you guys want to check it out, but oh my god, they were incredible. I highly recommend. I'm gonna out myself. I honestly eat like a lot of like Trader Joe's like frozen meals or like frozen food that I kind of just whip together to make a meal instead of like, you know, like actually cooking. And so I don't know, like it made me feel really good, and like I put it in my AirPods and I was just listening to music and cooking, and it was just really fun. It did take like an hour and a half, and now I have 2 meals left over, so
thank God. That's
feeling really
amazing.
good about that. I'm also loving this week the vibe that we have set right now. I just took a picture, so maybe we'll post it, but we're sitting in the dark and we have 2 like candles lit in front of us, and so the vibes that are set right now are just unmatched.
They're fall candles. So one of them is a pumpkin flavored candle from IKEA. You can pick it up for 89 cents. 89.
I don't know if you guys heard that, but it's 89
89 cents. Their shit is fire. Go get one.
Their shit is fire.
No, like I'm literally just so adamant. Like I just would literally die for IKEA. I love it so much.
Yeah.
And then the other one we have lit is a Yankee candle, and it's called Fruit Stand, and it's basically just smells like if you bit into an apple and like huffed the apple. That's what it smells like. So we have a pumpkin apple situation going on right now. It's getting me so hyped for fall. Yeah, so we're just super hype. As soon as it hit September 1st, we were like, happy Halloween. So that's kind of the vibe we're on.
It's September 1st, and I'm like, let's freaking get
Let's fucking get it.
Yeah.
Okay. So without further ado, we are going to get into the content. Like we said before, these are mostly just to be funny. Like we're not trying to offend anyone. The first one I have is when people make Instagrams for their dogs and the captions are from the dog's point of view.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that.
That makes me want to die. Like, I'm not gonna lie, my older sister does that and it drives me fucking crazy.
Hi, Shannon.
But, like, her dog is really cute, so, like, I'm not that mad. But, like, when other people do it, I just physically cringe. Like, I just think it's so weird.
No, but I feel like this also kind of applies to when, like, people make Instagram accounts for their kids.
Yeah, just, like, shit like that. And, like, if you have, like, a fucking golden retriever, like, it's just stupid. Like, you're like, oh, yeah, like, mom thinks I'm so cute. Like, that's so weird. I'm sorry.
Because it's, like, I don't know. Because, like, do you know that Instagram account, like, Samson the Dude?
Yeah.
Like, I like that account. But it's, like, so I feel kind of like a hypocrite. But I'm, like, also, it does, like, I know what you're saying.
Like, I don't know. It's just cringy. I can't really explain it. Like, I don't know.
Remember when you found out that guy was married through his dog's Instagram account?
Yeah, I actually did. If you guys want to hear that story, you can listen to our, I think it's the Tinder horror stories episode.
Yeah, it was like online dating horror stories episode.
But honestly, like, if you're new here, go listen to that. That shit is hilarious.
It's in our top, like, 6 or 7 or something. Like, it's up there.
Like, honestly, like, that has me rolling. The shit that Erin and I have been through is so rough. But yes, I did find out a guy was married through his dog's Instagram account.
God,
so
you're so stupid.
Yep. Okay, what's yours?
Okay, this is the one that you do.
Okay.
But it's, like, it's not really bad. So,
Okay.
like, I mean, like we said, like, don't take it too seriously. It's just, like, what people do. When people lick their fingers. Like... God, it's gonna blow
sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
No,
but it's
I know.
just like, I mean, we're both big napkin gals, but like, I wipe my fingers all the time, like everything. But I'm like, Jamie's my little sister, and my dad also do it. So like, don't feel bad.
I really,
and I know like a lot of people.
I really only do it when I have like specific food. So, like, if I'm eating something cheesy, like, if I'm eating, like, Doritos, I'm gonna lick the cheese dust off my fingers. Like, it's just a thing.
No, because it's, like, not, like, a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's just, like, it drives me insane.
No, I get it. It's okay, because the next one I have is something that you do.
Ooh, I'm so excited.
I think you already know it, though. When people say gal, It really bothers me.
Which I was shocked to hear.
Like, it really fucking bothers me. Like, it really, like, just grinds my gears.
Meg was like, yeah, and, like, Erin's somebody that does that. And I was like, wait, what?
Oh, no, I guess I technically have 2 that you do.
No, shit.
But it's, like, I feel like it's less of a personal attack than, like, what yours was.
Oh, God.
But I don't really care. I think it's funny. Because I do that.
No,
I, like, 100% do that.
I didn't even realize that I do say gal. And Meg was like, yes, you do. And I was like, wait, what?
No, like, every time you say it, I'm like, I think a piece of me dies.
Yeah. Sorry, girl.
It's okay. Love you.
All right. Next one that I have is that when people don't tip well at restaurants.
Oh.
Or, like, when people don't tip, like, I think just in general, like, when people don't tip or just don't tip well, I don't know. It's just, like, ew. Like, why even bother, like, going out at all?
Who the fuck raised you?
If you can't, like, pay right? Like, when people will leave, like, I used to waitress before the, like, barista job I have now, and people would leave $0.
It's just fucked up because, like, especially waiters and, like, bartenders, you get paid less than minimum wage.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't think people realize that. Like, you might make, like, half of what minimum wage is, if that. Mm-hmm. So you literally live on your tips. So if you don't tip at all, that, like, kills you.
Yeah, they're, like, screwed.
Yeah. So it sucks. Like, you need to tip. I hardcore judge people that don't tip. Like, hardcore.
Big ick.
Yeah. And the next one I have is when guys ask for your Snapchat. Like, when they say, like, oh, what's your Snap?
Coming from someone that doesn't have a Snapchat anymore.
Kind of makes me want to shrivel up and die.
It's like, oh, you're only here for the nudes.
Yep. And, like, a part 2 to that one is when people you don't know give you their social media info, or, like, they ask for yours. They're like, oh, what's your Insta? Or, like, oh, no, like, I've literally had people ask me that, and I'm like, bro, wait, you're not in the FBI? Like, you can't just find me? Like, I do that all the time. I don't need anyone's fucking help.
Yeah.
I can find you myself. If I want to follow you, I will.
Mic drop.
I don't need your help.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next one I have is that when people take pictures with their iPads.
Oh my god. Oh.
I hope everyone listening to this is cringing. You know, when you were at, like, your 6th grade chorus concert and, like, your best friend's mom would step out into the aisle with her iPad and, like, take a picture that she would never look at later. I feel like this also kind of goes along with this. When people take pictures at the zoo or the aquarium, you're never going to look at them again.
I know. That's what I don't understand.
It's like, no, and this comes
or, like,
from
a baseball game or something. I'm like, bro, when are you ever gonna, like, look at your phone and be like, wow, I was having the time of my life?
Like, I understand taking, like, selfies with your friends or something at the game, but when people take pictures of, like, of the animals, I'm like, and this comes from, like, a reformed picture taker, like, I've never looked at those pictures.
Guys, I'm not, hold on, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna out myself right now. I have 24,427 pictures on my phone. Yes. Do I ever look at any of those? Literally never, unless I'm looking for something. Also, to your point though, like, I've noticed a lot of tourists use iPads to take pictures. Yeah. I've seen that a lot of places when I've traveled. Mm-hmm. People just whip out. I'm like, if you're trying to travel, why the fuck are you bringing the most inconvenient piece of technology to take pictures with?
That's what I'm saying.
You can't strap an iPad around your neck like you can a camera. You can't put it in your pocket. Where the fuck are you supposed to put it?
And the screen is just so big. It's so massive. Like, it's such an inconvenience.
Yeah, I just hate it. It's so wrong. It's just, don't do that. The next one I have is, like, when people have, like, really dry, like, crusted lips. Ugh. It just really bothers me. Well, so my boyfriend John, like, kind of has this problem. I think he has, like, dry lips or something. I don't really know. But, like, sometimes, like, he'll wake up in the morning and he has, like, a hunk of, like, skin on his lip. And I'm like, bro, you need to fucking rip that off. I was like, I'll do it for you. Ew. Like, you need to get it off. And he gets, like, mad. But I'm like, dude, it looks gnarly as hell. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Gnarly as hell. I feel so bad. John's not even here. And we're like...
I read him this list. And he goes, are you going to leave me? Because, like, literally half of them are, like, shit that he does. But then I said to him, I was like, okay, but I must really love you if I'm, like, putting up with all this shit. And it doesn't really bother me at the end of the day. But, like, it's still funny.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Like, I let him get away with it.
We obviously prefaced it before, but, like, none of these are serious. But, like, we're not being... I mean, obviously, like, I'm passionate about this, but it's not like, oh, my God, if you do this, like, you're a loser.
Like you're canceled or whatever.
Yeah, it's just, like, it's just like what bothers you, you know? Next one I have is when people say after everything you say. My mom does this. And
I just did it. Oh my God.
No, but like I've noticed that we've done it in podcasts. I think we're getting better. I mean, we don't really do it that much.
I say yeah a lot.
But it's almost, we both say yeah and a lot. I want to like kind of affirm that I'm listening.
Yeah.
And like
I just did it.
No, but I mean, it doesn't bother me, but it's just like it's like an ick in myself.
Yeah.
I'm like, it bothers me when I'm talking to my mom.
Yeah.
To transition into the next sentence, and she's like, and I'm like, bitch, I get it, you're listening. But like, I also do the same thing, so.
Okay, that's literally me.
It's really an ick to myself. So you guys don't really get offended over the icks.
The next couple I have, so the first one is when people have to repeat a joke because it wasn't heard the first time.
I'm always that person in the group that like laughs to like kind of like just like appeals to them.
That's happened to me, but like if you don't hear my joke the first time, I'm not gonna repeat it.
Out.
I'm like, you either hear it or you don't. It's not funny.
It's just awkward.
It's not funny anymore. It loses its like spontaneity. Okay, the next one I have like actually really disgusts me. Men with long nails. My boyfriend also kind of does this sometimes.
Fuck.
Like I'll be like, dude, you gotta clip your fucking nails. Like they look like talons. And then my next one I have is people clapping when planes land. That's just really embarrassing. And like also like a part 2 to that is like when people like stand up as soon as like it gets off, like as soon as they like land the plane. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
And like the person in the last row like gets up and acts like they're gonna get off first.
Yeah, and they like stand in the middle of the aisle and you're like, oh, so I guess I'm going after you.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like, okay.
Next one I have is like picturing somebody like asking their bro going on a fishing trip with like his bros and like asking somebody to like take a picture of him like with the fish so that he can like later post it to social media.
Oh my God.
I know that a big like I don't know, like a big criticism, guys being like that's like the only pictures we have, but we've talked about it before, just like I don't know. Like a mirror pic.
Like normalize like guys taking pics of other guys. No, it's just not cute. It's not a good look. I don't think you're like a provider or whatever. I don't think it's attractive.
A hunter-gatherer.
I don't even really like fish at all. Like I only will eat like a couple of them, but like actual fish like swimming make me very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So like I don't want to see like a dead one like in your hands. I really don't. I'm sorry, I don't. Like, I like sushi, but, like, that's, like, I can't. Like, I don't like seeing fish on plates. Like, I hate fish. I hate them.
Yeah.
So, I don't want to see it.
That's not on that.
The next one I have is when people don't know what Vine I'm talking about. So, like, when you reference a Vine and someone's like, oh, like, I, like, haven't seen that one. And you're like, oh.
You just look like a psycho.
Oh, so you haven't received an education then.
It's just awkward because it's like I feel like it's almost like with TikTok humor. I feel like for the most part I get them because I get sent them, you know, and so like I'll get the jokes, but still like
you're like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about, and it's like more awkward for me.
The next one I have is bad grammar and spelling.
Oh, I have that too.
If I'm like when I was dating people like on dating apps and stuff, well, when I was talking to people on dating apps, if they spelled a word wrong or like used the wrong form of like your, their, like to, anything like that, dropped immediately, stopped talking to.
I mean, I'll kind of just expand on that because that's one I have later on. But just like when people just like don't know grammar, when it's like your, there.
When
like,
people say like ain't, like it just
like it's at like. We're at this point, like, when people use the wrong form of your, I'm like, the abbreviation is you are. Yeah. So I'm like, your is possessive, and you are is like, hey, you, oh my God.
I just, like, I don't know. Like,
I can give them a little bit of leeway.
No, but not even. That's, like, literally 4th grade grammar. Like, how the fuck did you, like, graduate college? Like, I don't get, like, you're writing a professional email and you're going to use, like, you just lose all sense of credibility.
Yeah.
Another thing that I notice a lot is, like, people spelling, like, definitely wrong. A lot of people write defiantly.
Really?
I've seen that a lot. Like, you know when, like, you're in class and, like, your, like, teachers make you, like, or your professors make you, like, read other people's papers, like, proofread them or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, that happened to me in, like, a class where, like, literally, like, I would get people's papers to, like, peer edit, and, like, they would write, like, defiantly and shit. And I'm like, it's definitely. Instead of saying supposed to, like, with a D, they say suppose. like with no D. So they say supposed to. It's supposed to.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the fuck?
Meg's pissed.
Or when people say like, I could care less.
Yeah.
Versus like, I couldn't care less.
It's I couldn't because you have nothing less.
Like if you think about it, like I could care less, it means like you literally like you could care less. Like
yeah, like.
But if you say I couldn't care less, it's like you don't give a fuck. Like you literally could not care less.
God, this is gonna be really on my mind now.
Another one I have is drinking milk. Like if you're an adult and you're still drinking dairy, I don't like.
I want to start some drama. Would you mind?
Yeah.
I want to talk about Charlie D'Amelio.
Oh.
Like her Dunkin' drink.
Oh, that is the most basic shit I have ever seen in my whole life.
Like, obviously, I'm so proud of her. That's huge. Like, Dunkin' sponsor us. Love You Mean It drink. Would be fire.
I mean, that's like cool, but.
But just like a cold brew with whole milk and caramel.
That's not even cold brew at that point. It's literally like, I don't even know. It's like an iced latte. Yeah. No, but like not even like I don't even know. That's just, it's just like embarrassing. The
idea of drinking whole milk. It's like when Meg's boyfriend buys groceries and he'll show up to this here apartment with like a half gallon of whole milk, and we just it's like skim or the whole.
Okay.
And we just like look at him. That could be my ick factor too. Is the fact that he never finishes it.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm literally about to talk about that.
Okay.
So. He's a big fan of strawberry milk and chocolate milk. He's 23, so I don't really know what that's about.
Wait, guys, he's literally in the other room.
I'm literally talking so much shit. But yeah, so he does that, and like we'll be grocery shopping, and like Erin said, he will buy like a half a pint of milk, and he never finishes it. Like, I'd say like 8 times out of 10, he doesn't finish it. And then it goes bad. And then it's like lumpy in the fridge. And like milk grosses me out to begin with. But like expired milk? Fuck no. No, I literally scream at him and I'm like, get that the fuck out of here. Like, I hate it. Like, I'll actually throw up. It's disgusting. I've tried to get him like onto like almond milk or like oat
chocolate
milk.
Almond milk is good.
He's like, I can tell. And I was like, I don't really care. He thinks it's like a Hispanic thing, like people drinking like whole glasses of milk.
Yeah.
Because he's like part Cuban. So I was like, I don't know, maybe like that's the thing. But like, I think it's really fucking weird when like grown ass adults like pour themselves a glass of milk. Mm-hmm. Like, oh my God, wait. There was this guy at work who like he would come up and ask for a large milk. Like. And he just looked crazy. Like he had like long hair and he just looked like an inbred person. And he would come up and say like, can I have a large milk? And I was like, yeah, sure, dude. And like I would give it to him and he would ask like specifically for whole milk. And he would drink the whole large cup, which is what, like 24 ounces or something?
It's 24.
And then he would come back and get another one like 5 minutes later. And he would come in like every Thursday and ask for it. I was like, dude, just go to the grocery store and get a gallon of milk. Like, it's so much cheaper than buying, like, individual glasses of it. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. I hate it. Stop drinking fucking dairy. Thank you.
Gotta love a man on a routine, though.
Another one that really grinds my gears is Disney adults. Yeah, I've really been dragging my older sister a lot, but she's like, I've like talked to her about this and she like doesn't give a fuck. So I'm like, good for her. I guess she has her convictions at the end of the day.
I feel like we're turning into Disney adults though because we've been watching so much Disney Plus.
Okay, but you don't see me booking flights to like Disney World and they're like, oh my God, magic hour, like going to fucking Magic Kingdom at 3 a.m. I'm like, bro, you have like a 401k. Like, what are you doing? Like, so you don't have any kids. Like, stop going there by your fucking self. That's weird.
Holy shit.
I don't know. I just, like, there are literally 1,000,001 other places I would rather go than Disney World. Mm-hmm. Like, imagine planning a vacation and, like only going to Disney World. I'm like, and Disney World's expensive. Like, the resorts are not cheap. Like, they're very expensive to stay there. And, like, plus the parks, like, to buy the tickets and stuff, like, I don't know. I personally don't think it's fucking worth it. And it's so hot there. Like, it's just not worth it. Another one I have is when people are allergic to cats or dogs or, like, when they're afraid of them.
My mom's allergic to cats.
I know. My dad's allergic to cats.
I remember our best friend Ariel, her boyfriend in middle school, he was, terrified of dogs.
I just think it's weird.
Yeah.
I'm like people that have like allergies like that are just kind of annoying. Like, I'm like, it's 2020, like, get over it. So I don't know, but I think like being afraid of them is like another thing. Like, that's just very strange to me. Like, I get if you're a child or something and you're afraid of like a big dog, but like, I don't know, even like little like 2-year-old kids I've seen like fucking love dogs. And like, if a 2-year-old's not afraid of something, then why are you? And then another allergy thing that annoys me is when people are allergic to nuts. I just get really nervous, I guess, because I'm like, am I gonna like accidentally like poison them or something? Or like, if I eat this in front of them, are they gonna like break out in hives and like die?
I remember I went to summer camp and like I was eating a granola bar and this kid sitting in front of me was like, I'm allergic to nuts, and I freaked out, and then it turns out that he wasn't.
Got it. No, I just think it's annoying. Like, do you remember when it was like your birthday, your mom would like bake you a snack to bring into your class? My mom made really good peanut butter cookies, and I always wanted her to make those, but she could never make them because they always said no nuts.
Yep.
And I'm like, y'all, like, it's my fucking birthday. I deserve to have what I want. Yeah. But I just don't really think it's fair that like one kid ruins it for everyone. You know?
No, I get what you're saying.
There was this kid that like went to my high school who was like really allergic, like deathly allergic to peanuts. And he did like almost like an exposure therapy. And then like he kind of got over it. So he could actually like eat them.
Cool.
So like I think they're actually like kind of doing that now. So I think if you're allergic to peanuts, you should probably do that because that's kind of embarrassing.
Should I do one?
Yeah.
So another one that I have is at the club. Obviously, we're not doing that right now. But when you're out and like either like a guy that you're like friends with or just like a random guy out at the club, like you're like dancing, bumping, grinding, and they like awkwardly slide their hand like across your waist and like around your hip, and it's just like awkward because it's not like you're like grinding. It's just like I've had that happen before, and it's just like ugh, it just makes you inwardly cringe, and it's just so awkward.
Like, I just don't understand why men think it's okay to like touch you when they're trying to get past you. It's just not.
No, it's like
I don't care who the fuck. It could be like my dad. Like, I'll knock a bitch out. Yeah. Like, don't do that.
That too. I guess that's like a part two. Just like don't touch me when you're trying to get by. You can just say like behind you or excuse me.
And like, I don't know if any of you guys like have had this happen to you, but like it's definitely happened to Erin and I though, where like we've been at like a club like literally like dancing, and like guys will just grab you randomly. And like they'll grab your hand, or they'll just like come up behind you and start like grinding on you, and it's just so weird.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I don't understand why you think that's okay.
I'm gonna need space.
Yeah, seriously, like back up. I don't know, it's annoying as hell. The next one I have is when people's like second toes are longer than their first. It really bothers me.
I just like don't notice it.
My dad has that, and like he can literally snap his toes, and it makes me really uncomfortable.
Like, I thought it was normal.
No, and then my little sister has it, and like it just looks busted. Like, they have really ugly feet.
Interesting.
I don't know. The next one I have is like when couples post kissing pictures. This one really bothers me. Honestly, like PDA in general just makes me like mad uncomfortable.
It makes me uncomfortable as well. My Aquarius really busts out.
I literally have a boyfriend, and you don't see me out here like grabbing his dick in public. So like, I think you guys can chill.
Or like they'll be waiting for their food, and it's like maybe a minute. Like, I'm just frothing the milk for their latte, and like they're like literally her hands like down his pants. Like,
no, and I literally like, I'm such a dick about it. I'll be like, here's your drink. Like, I literally like scream and like slam it on the table. Cause I'm like, dude, there's a time and a place. Like, I'm all for getting freaky or whatever, but like, don't do it in public, you weirdo. I don't want to see that shit. I don't care if you're gay or straight or like whatever. Like, I don't want to fucking see it. Yeah. I don't.
My next Ick Factor is when someone says they're an entrepreneur.
Oh.
I went to this like house party when I was like a freshman in college, and
I'm not recovered from her just saying that.
Yeah. And I went to a house party, and I like met this guy, and he was like a little sleazy, like whatever, but we were like talking outside, and he was like, I was like, oh, like I was literally drunk off my ass, and I was like, what do you do? And he was like, I'm an entrepreneur, and I was like, oh, okay. Ariel was like, Erin, run.
Like, what happened to like Erin happened to me. I literally was drunk off my ass, and I was like, so like, what do you do? And he was like, I'm in real estate. And I was just like, oh, like that's cool. And so he like, I ended up sucking his dick in a closet. Yeah. And then after that, like, first of all, he didn't do anything to me, so fuck him. And then, but, like, after that, he was like, oh, I gotta take off. I have a showing early in the morning. And it just was so douchey. I was just like, I think that's why, like, I have this aversion to real estate agents.
Yeah.
Like, I would probably only fuck with, like, female real estate agents, to be honest. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I think that's why.
Yeah, this guy had, like, dropped out of college, and I was like, oh, I'm sure
that's what it was. Like, he literally, like, I don't even think he, like, went to college. Like, I don't really know.
Maybe it was the same guy.
Probably. One of his many side hustles. My next one is people that wear socks to sleep. My boyfriend also does it. I just think that's so weird. Like, it makes me so uncomfortable. But, like, John will literally wear socks 25/8. Like, it'll be, like, 90 degrees outside. And, like, instead of just wearing, like, slides or something, like, he'll wear socks with slides. And it's, like, hot out. His, like, sister and his mom and I, like, literally just roast him all the time. But he, like, loves wearing socks. Like,
Ew.
It's so weird.
No, like, now that, like, my busted toenail is fixed and, like, I'm just, like, fine, like, I never wear socks ever. Like, I will take any opportunity to wear slides.
Just wear, like, slippers or something. Like, I don't know. I just don't, like, I guess, like, fuzzy socks are one thing. Like, if you're hanging around and it's, like, cold out and you're wearing fuzzy socks. Like, if it's cold out, I'm all for it.
Like,
but,
that's a vibe.
But, like, if it's like literally summer and you're wearing socks, there's like something wrong with you. Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's fucking weird. The next one I have is picky eaters / unwillingness to try new foods / people that say ew when you're eating something.
Yeah, Meg called me out for this and we were just talking about it before we hit record, but I've been working on it and I really haven't done it in a while.
I haven't. Yeah, you really haven't.
When I retrospectively think back, like, okay, like, I don't like it, but I don't really need to voice my opinion. Nobody asked. And they like it, so who cares? I
just remember, like, I think that, like, this is, like, also, like, from a memory, like, why I am, like, have an aversion to that is, like, when I was in 2nd grade, I remember my teacher told a story about how, like, I forget what she was doing. She was at, like, a buffet, and she was, like, putting food on her plate, and, like, there was this, like, young girl behind her, and she was, like, oh my God, what's that lady eating? That's so gross. Like, making comments. Mm-hmm. And, like, she literally, like, was, like, yelling at us and was like, don't do that. She was like, that's so rude. Like, it's not your food. You're not eating it. Like, why do you care what someone else is eating?
Yeah.
And, like, I think that's true in general. Like, if someone wants to go get McDonald's or something, like, that's their thing. Like, you should never judge someone for what they eat. Like, I don't judge vegans. I don't judge, like, people that want to go and get fast food. Like, it's literally not my fucking business. So.
Yeah, like, Meg gets queso on her Chipotle bowls. I don't like queso, and I'm not going to be like, oh my God, ew.
Yeah.
Like, that's gross.
Yeah, just because you don't like it, that doesn't make it gross.
If someone asked, like, oh, do you like this? And I was like, oh my God, no.
Yeah,
like, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, like, that's fine. Like, but you just don't need to, like, comment. Like, I'm not saying, like, you have to like every food, because, like, I obviously don't. But I think I'm, like, for the most part, I'm, like, not a picky eater.
Yeah.
And, like,
you don't have to, like, push it on
like, if
people.
I make something, though, for, like, people and they say, like, oh, I don't like this and that, like, I get, like, offended. Mm-hmm. I'm like a fucking mom. I'm like, I like have to feed everyone, so I get kind of, like, annoyed when people say, like, oh, I don't like that. I'm like, oh my God, you're an adult, get over it.
Yeah. All right, the next one that I have is anime, like, in general. Like,
I was gonna put that, good thing I didn't.
No, I know people that watch anime and I don't judge them, but it's just, like, it's like an ick factor for me. Like, there's no, like, most ick factors, there's no real rhyme or reason.
Yeah.
I just don't really have an appeal towards it.
When people, like, dress up like it and stuff and do, like, something that bothers me is, like, cosplay.
Yeah.
Like, I just think it's kind of weird. Like, but if you want to do that, like, that's cool. But, like, I will not be partaking.
Yeah.
But, like, if you do that, that's cool. It's something that bothers me. This is kind of like a 2-pointer. So it's like when people give you a really long summary of a movie.
I'm that person.
And they literally tell you, like, every single fucking plot.
That's me.
Okay, I feel like you don't really do that, though. Like, you tell me about, like, movies, but, like, you give me a gist, and you say, like, oh, I don't want to give everything away. Like,
yeah.
This is also kind of an at my older sister, because she does this, and it really bothers me. Like, she'll literally tell you, like, every single thing that happens. I'm like, dude, oh my God. Another thing that really bothers me is, like, when people talk about, like, extensively talk about, like, their dreams that they had. Like, if you tell me, like, oh, I had a weird dream, like, this and this happened, I'm like, oh, dude, like, that's cool. Like, yeah. I think dreams are cool. But when you literally, like, tell me a whole novel, like, I'm not here for that.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't sign up to hear that, so, like.
I didn't put in my email and subscribe to hear that.
Keep it short, baby.
Yeah. Next one that I have is, like, imagining, like, somebody, like, dipping their toe in to, like, check the temperature of water.
I never fucking do that. I just go in.
Just get in.
Like, it could be, like, 40 degrees in the ocean, and I'm just gonna dive in. Cause,
like, I mean, I totally get just, like, running in, and, like, I do it, too, like, just stopping at my waist. Or, like, imagining, like, a guy, like, dipping his toe in the pool and being like, ooh, it's too cold.
Another point off of that is when, like, I feel like girls, like, showers really hot, but guys don't. Mm-hmm. Like, I've, like, noticed that. Like...
Interesting. No, I literally am, like... I put it on the highest setting in the bathroom. Like, there's steam.
No, same. Like, sometimes I'll, like, turn the shower on for John, and, like, he'll get in, he'll be like, oh my god, it's so fucking hot. And I'm like, oh my god, you're 5 years old. Okay, the next one I have is when guys wear flat-brimmed baseball hats. I really hate that.
Ew.
I think that's a really poor fashion choice. Just wear a normal baseball hat. Like, there's no need to have a flat-brimmed hat. You look like a douchebag. Also, I'm not a huge fan of, like, snapbacks. I just like regular baseball hats.
I just like regular baseball hats. I like when they wear them backwards.
I think it's cute, but I don't like when it's like the snapback. You know what I mean?
I
get
the
very particular style. I'm like picky about the styles. The next one I have is transition lenses. Those are really fucking cringy. And like, you know, those like, I can't even explain them. Like, just like, I guess like ugly eyewear in general. Mm-hmm. Like when people have like those like wiry glasses, like the rectangle ones, you know what I'm talking about? Or like when they're really skinny glasses or something like that. Like that just like really bothers me because I'm like, glasses are such a statement. Like they're such an accessory. And, like, I just don't know why you would waste your money on, like, ugly eyewear.
If I had, like, regular glasses, like, I would... Meg's borrowing my blue light glasses right now. Like, I would get ones like those.
Yeah, like, just, like, I love, like, clear glasses. I love, like, tortoise or just even black. Or you can get, like, a round shape. You could get kind of, like a square one or, like, a cat eye even. But, like... Or, like, round ones I think are cute. But, like, there's just, like... I don't know.
Yeah.
There's just an art to it. And some people have that like fashion sense, and then other people don't. Or like when people have like bright color glasses, I'm like, yikes. Like that should you really think red goes with everything? Like, I don't know.
Oh my god.
Just poor fashion choices in general. Thank you.
Next one I have is imagining someone stepping in dog poop. Like shoes or barefoot. Oh. I did that one time.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry.
I was like really young, so it's like whatever.
Holy shit, I'm so sorry. The next one I have, like, so I wrote it down as pedophile mustaches. But like, do you know when you're in like maybe like middle school or high school and guys are like just starting to get facial hair?
And it's like barely there.
Yeah, and they have that like peach fuzz mustache. That's what I'm talking about. I hate it.
I hate it.
I hate it. It needs to go.
I just hate mustaches in general. That's my Ick Factor.
Unless it's connected to a beard, I don't want it.
Nobody looks good.
No, like, I don't know why a lot of guys think that, like, mustaches are cool. They're not. Cool. They're gross. Girls don't like them. The next one I have is when guys wear chains. Or, like, when they have earrings on. Like, I guess I'm all for, like, a Harry Styles, like, dangly earring. Like, I think that's fine. Mm-hmm. But, like, when you're wearing, like, big diamond studs or something like that, like, I just think that's really cringy. I don't like that at all.
Saying a joke, but nobody laughs. Oh. Like, not that nobody, like, hears. Like, the fact that they hear, but they don't laugh.
But they specifically choose not to laugh.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
It's just so awkward.
The next one I have is when twins dress the same. Or, like, I guess when, like, mothers and daughters. No. Like, at least dress in different colors or something. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I just don't like when people match. I think that's really weird. Or, like, I also hate, like, when people have, like, coordinated names for their kids. So, like, this is, like, basically an at my grandma because my mom's, like, all of her siblings, they all begin with J. And, like, I just think that's, like, weird. Like, the Duggars.
Yeah.
How they're all, like...
How there's, like, 26 J's.
Yeah, there's, like, Jebediah, Jeremiah, Josephina. Like, just all fucking... I'm like, y'all, what? Like, that's just weird.
How passionate you're getting about these is killing me.
Oh, no. So, like, that's, like, John's family, though. I'm literally roasting him. So, like, his name's John. His little sister's Jess. His mom is Janet. His dad is Jack. And, like, this is kind of cute, actually, but like their dog, Jess named him when she was in like 4th grade, but she named him JT, like the initials, because all of their initials are JT. Like, I think that's so funny, but like I just don't like when names are coordinated. Yeah. I don't know, it just bothers me. Sorry, Jess.
No, I get that.
Me literally apologizing.
Next one I have is imagining someone writing a song and like, or just like singing a song like to my face. Nothing makes me more uncomfortable than someone like pull out their guitar and start playing and like look me in the eyes and start singing. Some girls might gush over that and think it's like super romantic and like
not
attractive.
Something that
okay, sorry, these last three are my biggest ick factors. I'm just noticing. So that one, I have two more after.
Okay, so like going off of what Erin said, like I cringe when people sing happy birthday to me. I want to kill myself because when I was in 8th grade, you know how like everyone goes to DC, like you on your DC trip.
Yeah. We went to Boston, but
so like my school went to DC and like this was so unfortunate. It was my birthday during the trip. This old teacher, like she was like really old. She pulled me up in front of my entire grade. And so there was like 300 kids in my class. And she sang happy birthday to me, but in a really weird way. It was like, happy birthday, baby. Like that.
Ew.
In front of 300 kids. But then she was later hit by a drunk parent. She was the one that died.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so my senior year, she passed away because a parent was like under the influence and she hit her with her car. So, yeah. But ever since then, I hate it.
See, I'm the complete opposite of you. I'm a Leo rising, if you guys didn't know. And I was in elementary school, and my teacher had the birthday vest. And you got to wear it on your birthday, and everybody like literally showered you with love. And I didn't get to celebrate my birthday in class, and so I didn't get to wear the vest. And I was the only kid, and I was like, what the hell? And I was so mad.
That's weird that she didn't let you do it like before. What if your birthday fell on a weekend? Like, you just wouldn't do it? I was like,
do I just not matter? Like, you know.
All birthdays matter.
So obviously I'm still really butthurt about this.
Wow.
Right.
No.
Next one.
The next thing that really bothers me are religion pushers. Yeah. I don't like when people like
Keep it to yourself.
I don't care what religion you are. I'm not like particularly religious. I was like raised Catholic, but like I don't really like fuck with that anymore. So I kind of just like let people believe whatever they want. Like that's fine. But like I don't like when people post about it on social media or like have like that sort of like holier than thou attitude for like above other people just because they go to church and someone else doesn't or like whatever. Like I just don't like it. I think it's annoying.
Shout out to Lohanthony, who's now super religious and says that now he's homophobic.
Even though he literally came out as gay. I have a lot of questions about that.
Someone asking me to watch a funny video. There's nothing that makes me more uncomfortable in my entire life than someone being like, oh my god, you have to watch this video, it's so funny. I would rather die. I'd rather get hit by a bus. But I also hate like opening gifts in front of people.
Oh, I hate that.
I just hate like having to do that
the
reaction
pressure.
And like the pressure of kind of like trying to live up to their expectations. No matter how funny the video is, find it as funny as that person found it, no matter what. You will never give them the exact reaction that they're looking for, and you just gotta live with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I get why you think it's cringy. I've learned with Erin, though, that, like, if I send her it's not as big of a problem.
Send it to me because I want to see it. I just want to watch it on my own time.
Yeah, like, we have, like, a lot of, like, so many funny, like, Instagram videos and stuff like that. So, like, that's fine. Like, I'll send her something or, like, a funny, like, tweet or whatever. But, like, just you going up to her and physically showing it to her in person, like, makes her want to die. So, if you're ever around her, just don't do that. Just,
keep it to yourself.
Just shoot it her way. Just send her a DM.
Yeah, send it to me.
My next one, I think a lot of you will hopefully agree with this. Trump supporters.
Yeah.
That's just really fucking embarrassing. Like, you're just admitting that you're a racist and a sexist and you're homophobic and xenophobic and all that good stuff. Yeah, to me, it just says you're uneducated. You don't care about other people. You're probably a narcissist. Like, I don't know. It just completely turns me off. Like, I feel like there's a line between like regular Republicans and Trump supporters. Like, I don't know. But I don't know, people just like worship the gold toilet he sits on and I just like, I'm so over it. So
over it.
Big fucking ick factor. My next one is when people have like big gums. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. When people have like really like the gum to tooth ratio is just off and it's mostly gummy. I guess like gummy teeth or something people call it. I saw this tweet that was like a picture of like those teeth and it was like, why do these girls always have boyfriends? Also, I just hate bad teeth. Like when people have like black teeth or like no teeth, or you can just clearly tell that
Meg
like
with her tooth infection
they don't brush their teeth. I know, but like I take really good care of my teeth. It's not my fault. It's my fucking wisdom tooth.
I know.
But yeah, like I don't know. I just don't like it. It just really bothers me.
How many do you have left?
I have 4.
4? I only have 1.
Okay.
So you can read.
Should I do another one? The next one I have is screamo music.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
I just think that whole culture, like mosh pits and all that stuff, like,
Do you remember when, like, that screamo band did that cover of, like, Since You've Been Gone?
Yeah.
That is my Ick Factor.
It, like, ruined the song. Like, I feel like I can't listen to it now without thinking about that song. And I love Kelly Clarkson.
Me too.
The next one I have is horse people, particularly horse girls.
I used to be a horse girl. So.
Erin was a horse girl for, like, six months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I had this, like... Okay, so, like, my mom has, like, this best friend, right, that she, like, grew up with. Like, they lived on the same street. Like, they've been friends their whole lives kind of thing. And I truly don't believe, like, they would be friends, like, if they didn't live on the same street and stuff. Like, it's kind of like that situation. Like, they were just always, like, together. And, like, she has 2 daughters that are my older sister's age and my age. And, like, they're nice. Like, I like them. They're just weird. And the girl that was my age, her name was actually Erin. She was just like a horse girl, and she never grew out of that. And now she's like becoming a vet.
Oh.
So I'm like, oh, okay.
I mean,
like she used to like compete.
And the last one that I have for this episode, before we get into the kind of the listener Ick Factors, was about Meg's boyfriend. And it's when it was like this one time when we were sitting in the living room together, and I think Meg was in like the shower or like in the bathroom or something, and he was like eating cashews, which he does, whatever, but like he would eat one and then like dust his hands off like that, and then eat another one and then dust his hands off like that. And I was just like sitting in the corner editing the podcast with my mouth like literally hanging open, but like trying to be casual.
It's so funny. He just like came out because like he had to go to the bathroom, and usually I'm like, stay in the room, we're recording, like you can't come out. But he like had to go, and like so he came out, and Erin told him what it was, and he was like dying, and like I was literally peeing my pants, and he was like, they were really salty. He was like, I didn't want the salt on my hands, but like I said before, he's amazing. I love him. I don't mean to be like dragging him. He just has a lot of quirks.
Well, no, and like I mean, I think even just the fact that like he thinks it's funny, like should just go to show you that.
Yeah, he's very like easygoing with that stuff. Like he said to Erin, he was like, yeah, like literally all of Megan's 7,000 points are about me.
Like we said, we gathered some listener.
Yeah, so I'm just literally gonna just jump in and read these guys. Okay, so this girl actually wrote like bullet points. When guys say something awkward, like in a goofy, cringe way, especially before sex, and she says like, for example, once I was texting a guy, and I was like getting in the car to see him to go fuck, and he responded with okie dokie artichokey. It killed my mood and I didn't go.
Oh my god.
When I look at their Instagram and they follow 2,000 naked women, when they're overly affectionate / all over me too soon, that's a big one.
Factor too.
When a guy doesn't drink at all or judges people who are social and like to do that. I'm social and I enjoy drinking when I'm with my friends, so it just irks me when it doesn't fit my lifestyle. I've kind of said this before. Yeah, I kind of get that.
I've expressed this before. I don't mind when people don't drink, especially because, like, I mean, obviously I have a little sister who's underage, but she has expressed no interest in drinking in the future at all, which I totally respect. But I also respect the fact that she doesn't give me shit or make anybody else feel uncomfortable for drinking. I think that's the whole thing. Go ahead and don't drink. I totally get it. Like, people have struggled with alcoholism, all of that, but I don't really think it's in your place to make other people feel bad.
No, like I agree. Like that's kind of what I meant. Like I just don't like when people are judgy, like in general. I don't really like when people are like, oh, I don't need alcohol to have fun, and like they say stuff like that when like you're drinking. Like how are you supposed to react to that?
Yeah, right.
Just be like, okay, I guess I'm boring as fuck.
Yeah,
sorry.
I guess I don't know how to have fun.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like as long as you're like I get it. Like I sometimes like don't feel like drinking all the time. Like I understand, but like I don't know, just don't make it a scene. Like don't make it a scene that you're not drinking. The next one, is guys who talk about their exes or really any women in an extremely derogatory or negative way. Yeah,
literally run the other way.
Like if a guy calls a girl a slut or anything like that, like
Get
a
out.
bitch, nope, shut the fuck up. Guys with no other hobbies but the gym and fucking women. Okay, yeah, gym bros, not a fan.
Every guy ever.
They're just like not like the guys that like are always at the gym. They're there for like 4 hours and like you don't even really see them doing that much. They just like lift weights and then they like go walk across to like talk to some bitch. I'm like, can you read? Like,
can you listen to podcasts?
Who knows? Oh my god, this person said like when he's an entrepreneur. Oh my god,
that's so funny.
Some girl said like she kind of also talked about like people not drinking and like being like judgy. And she said, but she also doesn't like when people drink too much.
Yeah.
Like
when they get like messy.
Like my sister had an ex-boyfriend that like is definitely an alcoholic. Like he has a drinking problem. And he like came to our house for Christmas and he got so drunk that he peed her bed. He was like 26. He like wet the bed.
Oh my god.
Twice. He did twice. Yeah. He was like busted in front of my family. It was really embarrassing. Okay.
Somebody said amateur photography. I don't know. Well, and then they added the puking emoji. I don't know what it is. I was hooking up with an ex and he told me he started taking landscape photos. He became so unattractive to me. No, I get that. Like I matched with this guy in Bumble the other day and I like looked me working at a coffee shop, so I don't really know what I'm talking about, but he like had on his job profile like photographer at, but it was like an Instagram account that had like 50 followers.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my god.
That's so embarrassing.
Definitely cringe.
That's not a career.
And then this person did like so many bullets and they're all accurate.
I respect it.
Jumping up and down at a concert. Imagine them like headbanging when he wears bowling shoes, when he buys flip-flop, running really fast down a hill, having spaghetti sauce on his face, jumping on the trampoline. This one, the thought of someone trying a free sample at the mall. Like, guys, it's Ick Factor's over.
Like at like the Sakura, Japan.
Yeah, like
with the chicken teriyaki.
The thought of a guy taking selfies and then running for the bus with the backpack on. And they're like, wait for me.
Okay, no, those are honestly really funny.
If you're holding a fish in your profile pic,
yeah,
which we already kind of
talked about. Oh my god, this is so funny. So this person also did bullet points. Thank you to everyone who participated. Like the bullet points, here for
really
it.
Like it.
Wearing no-show socks while not wearing shoes.
People do that?
Okay, so like I was hooking up with this guy and he was like, I'm not kidding when I say he was probably 6'7", and he showed up from work and he looked cute. Like he was wearing like work shoes, like loafers, but like with no socks. And I was like, okay, like that's cute, like get it. And then he took off the loafers and I saw the no-show socks and I like shriveled. Like my pussy like dried up.
Oh my god.
It took me a while to like get back into it, but it was rough. Their body bouncing around if they're in the passenger seat of a car.
Oh god.
Getting yelled at by a store employee for doing something unintentional.
Hey, don't touch that.
Holy fuck. Tripping. Jumping on a trampoline again.
Oh.
Yeah, just don't go on trampolines, guys. That shit's so embarrassing. Another person said people walking around stores with their mask pulled down or completely off.
Oh my god.
Whew.
Such an Ick Factor.
When people try to write poems.
Oh my god. That was like this guy that I wasn't talking to, but he was like a best friend of a guy Meg was talking to, and he was like trying to DM me, told me he was majoring in creative writing, and I know that's not funny, but just thinking of him, like he was telling me about all like the poems and shit he was writing, and I was like, bro, I'm not even into you, but I'm even drier than I was before.
Like, did your nipples like invert?
Yes.
Okay, getting called princess.
Oh my god. My dad calls me that when he's pissed at me, so.
Oh, wow. I could picture him doing that.
Next one is dipping tobacco is literally the most cringe thing for me to see. Every part of it makes me want to yak.
I don't even know why they still sell it.
No,
like they have
no
it. They have it at like pharmacies and like gas stations. I'm like, what are y'all doing?
Another person said flip-flops, which we agree. And then someone said when a guy calls me anything like baby, babe, sweetie, cutie, sexy, beautiful, I mean, I appreciate being told I'm beautiful, but not like a, hey, beautiful, or I'll be there soon, beautiful. Ew. I hate traditional stuff too, so it makes me cringe, like opening the door for me or paying for me or giving me flowers. It's hard for a man to really win me over because I cringe at basically all the stuff they probably think a man should do to win someone over. I'm just a very anxious person, and in general, like everything makes me cringe. Like the thought of like, this is probably why like Corona happened just for me to like get it together, but the thought of physically going on a date with somebody and like sitting across from them and having to speak,
it's so
makes
bad.
me cringe.
No, I think that's why people take like breakups so hard, because like the thought of starting over with a new person and you have to put all that effort in and like do all that shit again, it's terrible.
Exhausting.
That's why people go back to their exes.
It just makes me cringe.
Because it's easy.
Yep.
Okay, the next one I have is, once I saw a guy chew with his mouth open when he was eating and I started to lose interest. I tried to get past it, but I couldn't.
No.
Yeah, no, chewing with your mouth open is not a vibe. Someone else said loud eating and all the noises that go with it, and eating like it's their last meal.
Oh my god.
So like inhaling food, I guess.
I just hate hearing like noises of eating in general.
Yeah.
It just makes me so uncomfortable. I thought I had misophonia for a while, but like I know like that is like when you literally want to like rip your ears out, and like it bothers me, but it's not like making me like suicidal, you know?
Okay, and the last one ever is any car guy who has a Subaru or any kind of hatchback. Bonus ick points if he has an Instagram dedicated to his car. Car guys are weird.
My God.
I don't know.
An Instagram dedicated to his car. I had this like friend in like middle school, high school, whatever, and his profile picture for like years was a car, and I was like, oh my God, you look so good here.
And it just makes me think, like, people that are like too into cars make me think of that episode of My Strange Addictions where that guy like is in love with his car, like actually, and he's in like a committed relationship with it.
Or like when that woman was in love with that carnival attraction, like that carnival
oh
ride.
My God, that was so funny.
That was a good episode.
No, when people are in love with objects, like it's so fascinating. But yeah, so that was all of our ick factors that we have. We hope you guys thought they were funny. Again, if we offended you, sorry. No tea, no shade, but that's just how we feel.
I mean, we literally said that at least like a good handful of these apply to people that we appreciate, that we love, or each other. And so definitely don't get offended. It's just for fun.
Yeah, this is mostly shit that like everyone does. And
Yeah.
like chances are like you probably agreed with like at least one of these things.
So we hope you guys laughed at least once. Don't forget to follow our Instagram at Love You Mean It Podcast. You can support the podcast with the link down below. And we'll see you on Monday's episode of Lindsay. Love you, mean it.
Love you, mean it.